Hello, welcome to the Diski Preview Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is yours truly, Mr. E.
And I'm uThisha. uThisha weDiski. And we're here to give you our predictions and insights on the biggest soccer games taking place over the weekend.
Today we will take a look at two big ones in the EPL. It's Bournemouth going head-to-head with Liverpool.
And in the other game, we'll be looking at Arsenal, who play Crystal Palace.
Stay tuned for these predictions. And by the way, uThisha weDiski, congratulations on your predictions last week.
Thank you, Mr. E.
And now let's take a look at our first featured game in this episode. It's Bournemouth. They'll be playing against Liverpool. UThisha weDiski. Liverpool are currently making big moves in the EPL and sitting at position number 1.
Look, Mr. E, sitting at number 1.
Yeah.
Comfortably, not so. Only 2 points ahead of Man City. We halfway through the season, so a lot's still going to happen. Liverpool is still going to face Man City.
Yeah.
So a lot is still going to happen, Mr. E.
But they've had a very good run of form winning their past few games. UThisha weDiski. I think that has contributed to the number of points that they have currently and sitting right at the top of that table.
In great form, Mr. E, as you rightfully say. I mean, Liverpool last 5 games, they've won 4 of those games and drew 1. So they haven't lost in the last 5 games. That's getting 13 points out of a possible 15 points. That's actually great from a Liverpool perspective.
They've done phenomenally well in the last 5 games. But now let's bring in this factor here. Mo Salah, the big man, or rather the magician for Liverpool, is away on duty, on national duty at AFCON. How does that factor in to the team's performance?
Look, Mr. E, it doesn't affect Liverpool that much. Look, I mean, the show still goes on. Liverpool is still getting the maximum results without Mo Salah. Even I'll go as controversial to say Liverpool are doing better without Mohamed Salah.
Okay, that's uThisha weDiski. They're saying Liverpool is doing better and in better shape than Mo Salah. I disagree with you there, uThisha weDiski. Many a times Mo Salah has managed to bail out Liverpool where they would have easily lost or drawn those games.
Look, Mr. E, in the last 5 games, that's in all competitions that Liverpool played, they actually played Arsenal twice. Guess what? First game, they drew 1-1. Mohamed Salah was there. He's the one who scored the goal for Liverpool. In the second game, Mohamed Salah wasn't there. We know he's playing in AFCON. And guess what? Liverpool won that game by 2-0. So when Mo Salah's there, they draw. When he's not there, they win.
But they drew because he rescued them. Otherwise, that was supposed to be a loss, uThisha weDiski.
So how did they win without him?
Well, they won. Maybe it's a system that's working for Jurgen Klopp, but that's going to be a conversation for another day. That's uThisha weDiski for you. Do you agree with him? Mo Salah, rather Liverpool minus Mo Salah is doing wonders. Now let's quickly get into the predictions of that game. Already he has preempted. He's told us exactly what his thoughts are. But let's make him, or rather, let's have him confirm that uThisha weDiski. Bournemouth versus Liverpool.
Look, Mr. E, I want to make this more interesting. Let me do what we call a match bet builder.
Yes.
So Liverpool win the game, both teams to score, and Gakpo to be on the score sheet in the 90 minutes.
That's uThisha weDiski. They're building a potentially winning bet for you. He's saying Liverpool is going to definitely take this one. And now let's quickly take a look at the second game. We're still in the EPL. Arsenal will be playing against Crystal Palace. And still in the studio is uThisha weDiski giving us his thoughts on these games. uThisha weDiski, Arsenal currently blowing hot and cold.
Mr. E, a couple of weeks back, you are bragging about Arsenal. You mentioned that they were sitting comfortably on top.
How things have changed.
Look now, they're fourth, Mr. E.
I think the EPL is so competitive, uThisha weDiski. You make one mistake, you go down 2 or 3 places down.
You're correct, Mr. E. Man City, you're talking about Man City being 5th or 6th. Look where they are now. They're currently 2 points behind Liverpool. So Arsenal is very much aware of that. So they need the maximum points going forward if they are looking to take the league away from Man City.
Yeah, most certainly they need the maximum points because I took a look at the stats there. I think they were trailing Liverpool by 5 points, and once they win one game, they'll be able to be 2 points within reach of the log leaders, which is a good thing.
Correct, Mr. E.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the matches played and the matches that are supposed to be played, we're halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Arsenal being 5 points behind the log leaders.
Yeah.
That's only 2 games, Mr.
It's
E.
not bad.
So a lot can happen. Arsenal can still find themselves on top of the log, but that's if they win games.
Yeah, most certainly they definitely have to win games. Now let's take a look at the visiting team, which is Crystal Palace. They will be coming into this game with rather wanting to cause an upset and try and wrestle away, at least maybe go home with a 1 point.
Yeah, and they're very much capable of causing an upset.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Arsenal, they lost the last game against Fulham. So Crystal Palace is aware of that. So they'll also be looking to cause an upset.
Yeah.
And they're very much capable. If you look at the last 5 games for both teams, they both only managed to win one a game. So it's quite even between these two teams.
So those are 2 teams that are currently out of form, and they'll be going head to head, and they'll be playing in the home ground of Arsenal. Okay, now let's quickly get into the predictions part, Tisha weDiski. It's now time for you to shine. The predictions for the game between Arsenal and Crystal Palace.
Look, Mr. E, for this game, I'm going for what we call a match bet builder.
Again.
So Crystal Palace win or draw,
Yeah.
both teams to score, and over 3.5 goals.
Did I hear you correctly, Tisha weDiski? You say Crystal Palace win or draw?
Crystal Palace win or draw, over 3.5 goals, and both teams to score.
Did you hear that? Crystal Palace win or draw. That's uThisha weDiski there. He's schooling us. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to recap and give you what the predictions as we went about our business today. The first game that we had, Tisha weDiski, was Bournemouth versus Liverpool.
Liverpool win, both teams to score, and Gakpo to win the score sheet.
Okay, the second one was Arsenal going head to head with Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace win or draw, over 3.5 goals, and both teams to score.
Do you agree with uThisha weDiski, especially on the Arsenal and Crystal Palace game? Let's see those comments coming through.
As much as I'm uThisha weDiski, I'm willing to learn. So if you disagree with my predictions, please feel free to drop your comments, as Mr. E said, and be on the lookout for other video. We made another video where we were talking about the AFCON, and I also made my predictions in the AFCON. So be on the lookout for that video.